Alright guys, Heczquarters back again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. And after 5 years, the Heczquarters will be going away from the OpTic program through the OpTic days, the Huntsman days, back to the OpTic Texas days over the last couple of years. Dashy, though, has been known to absolutely love the Heczquarters over the last several years and always plays out of there rather than from the Envy, now OpTic Heczquarters. What does that mean for Dashy and the roster going forwards? Very much interested to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. Firstly, there may be further updates on this by the time this video even goes live, but there have been some rumours that even as close as Monday, a couple of days away, this deal may be done. The court has denied the FTC's appeal, so Activision Blizzard and Microsoft are trying to buy them out, and the FTC said, no, hold up, antitrust laws, but they didn't make a particularly compelling case. So Microsoft got it shut down, they paid all the lawyers all the money, you guys know how it works, and the FTC have now said, oh, hold on, we still think we've got a case here, but the court has said, no, shut up, it's going to happen now. And the only CMA, or the only kind of antitrust legislation kind of department thing that is blocking this now is the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority in the UK. Whether Microsoft will just push ahead anyway and just force the CMA to back down in some respect, that's probably what they're going to do, and I believe it's expected that this deal will be done very shortly. What does it mean for Call of Duty? We don't really know. There has been a lot of optimism about what it means for some of the older COD games, because it's been noted over just the past few days that the server support on Xbox 360 for these older CODs has come back online to such an extent that if this actually was a legitimate screenshot from last night, it makes me so happy to see this, because back in the day, used to head on to, I mean, Black Ops 1 was the first COD that I ever got, and I have such a soft spot for this game. Black Ops 3 is my favourite game. I loved Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 1 just, I don't know, just something different about it. The menu music, just everything. Just love this game, right? And you used to go on and you'd see, you know, hundreds of thousands of people online. To see 110,000 people online on Xbox playing this last night is just such a cool sign. And honestly, when I imagine Microsoft comes in, all these games turn up on the Game Pass or whatever it's called over there, there's going to be a lot more activity on these older COD games, which is great to see. What does it mean for the competitive side? Difficult to say. Maybe Microsoft have an entirely different plan in the future. Will they make like one COD game that works for a competitive level? Activision Blizzard, okay, they run the league, they will continue to run the league. Microsoft might not. They might have an entirely different approach to esports. But Activision Blizzard won't change their ways, you know. They like making the money in the way they currently do. They'll pump out a new COD game every year if they think that it's going to help the bottom line. Microsoft might have a different approach there, and it might be better, it might be worse. We don't really know. But it's happening, it seems, at the moment. Unfortunately, some sad news to share is that we saw yesterday the clip from Octane discussing that $100,000 that Surge spent on the intro, and it was seemingly posted onto Vimeo. Someone must have this somewhere. Like, there must be a rendition of this video saved somewhere by somebody. But Joey Nubsy had clearly had the link on Vimeo. Why was it on Vimeo? I don't know. Don't even want to know the answer to that one. But he tried to find it, and unfortunately, it's now gone. So it might be forever wiped off the face of the earth here. Someone must have uploaded it somewhere where it still exists, but that's going to be an operation, I'm sure, to track it down. Thought this is an interesting clarification as well, because we discussed the newish wrinkle, as JoeDeceives says, and Method is like, what is that? And Ben reckons they're like, look, people, teams and agents have tried this misinformation spreading game before, but now people are actually falling for it, he says. So I don't know if we'll see any more of that over the coming days. Some of it was probably coming out of the Ultra camp, let's be honest, because it was all chaos there over the first couple of weeks of this period. TJ and Scrappy, a bit of a back and forth. Wonder where TJ's going to go, because I definitely still think he's a CDL caliber player, but of course the last couple of years it's been a bit of a struggle. He was on Boston, then he was on Vegas. Maybe he goes back there, maybe somebody else gives him a chance, but the SMG market is tough to come by good players right now, so TJ might be an option that some teams consider going for in the near future. Let's speak about OpTic then. Firstly, great to see 23rd, 24th of September, the off-season 2 $25,000 Black Ops 2 throwback, 25k Super Smash Bros. Melee open tournament, right, all this type of stuff. So kind of like what they did last year to run it back again. So this is going to be great to see, and yeah, it's good for them, right, because they've got this facility, the Arlington Esports Stadium or whatever. They can do it last year, and hopefully they'll do it again. Well, they are going to do it again unless anything goes wrong, and that that throwback Black Ops 2 tourney was so much fun last year, and it's always good to throw back to a game like that. And I'm sure there are a few of you out there that were watching OpTic and Scump and Nadeshot play back in the Black Ops 2 days on those legendary teams and have followed the guys through the journey of the last decade. You know, the Scuff House 60-50 and all this that came and went, and things have moved on, and then the merger, the Infinite Esports sale, the Chicago Huntsman days. It's been a wild journey, especially for OpTic, right? I mean, all the chaos they seem to have every single off-season, even from an organizational perspective. When it was going to Infinite Esports, then Hex decided to get out of there, partner with NRG, then get the branding back, move out and partner with Envy. Like, it's been an absolute mess. But the Heczquarters has been there through all of that over the last several years, from 2018 pretty much until the present day. Now, Hex first mentions that the deal, the lease was coming to an end. I believe it was in some exclusive OpTic Nation podcast that I listened to a few months ago, and he said basically that, like, after the lease ends in maybe September or November or something, they're going to call it a day and move out of there and no longer support the Heczquarters. And this has been planned for some time, and that's exactly what's happened now. He puts this up yesterday. Well, this was the kind of image of the Heczquarters, you could say, in its prime, with it all going on where they used to hold the podcasts here, the teams would play from here, and all this type of stuff happening. Nowadays, things have changed. Since they partner with Envy, they realise, well, you know what, we've got this, I don't know how much the facility's meant to be worth. Method always jokes about it. The however many million square, 30,000 square foot facility in the heart of downtown Dallas, and they need to use it for something, right? They had this Envy headquarters down there, and it got rebranded as the OpTic headquarters because the merger is kind of like owned by Envy and the Envy group effectively, but it's branded as OpTic now, which makes more sense. It's kind of sad because Envy's a great brand, but it is what it is. And they could do everything out of there. They've got all these facilities. It's a massive venue, right, in the facility down there in the heart of downtown Dallas, so they might as well use it to film the podcast, to practice out of. The internet lines they've got through there, they've revamped them, I think, a couple of times to upgrade the speed so the players don't get annoyed by it, because I think they were, even during the Dallas Empire days, when they were playing out of there, and Kremp was having some frustrations, but they were absolutely frying out of there. Let's not forget, right, that Dallas Empire team was known for their online prowess from the middle towards the end of the season, and you could argue OpTic Texas a similar thing, but Dashy has never been a fan of it down there. For whatever reason, Dashy is like, he's played from there a few times, and he said, the internet, it's not quite right. I don't like it here. I prefer to play from the Heczquarters. And I think it also is more convenient for Dashy, just where a lot of the guys live. This Heczquarters facility it's near Frisco, right, is more convenient for many of the guys. And I think even for Scump, it was like a 25-minute drive down to the facility both ways. So I'm sure he's quite happy that he's now retired and doesn't have to head there so often like he used to. But the players will be going that way, and this is what the Heczquarters used to look like, and this is an image of it basically being gutted and how it was previously. So yeah, it's a sad day, I'm sure, for Hex and for many of the OpTic guys, but I do wonder exactly what this will mean, because as Hex says, what a journey. Heczquarters 2018 to, okay, yes, November, right, I mentioned the date, but yeah, November 2023, it'll be at an end, so it'll still be there for the time being, but for next Call of Duty season, which is going to begin, I would guess, probably in December again, they're not going to be able to play out of here. Also, Formal, right? Let's not forget. Formal loves this place as well. He just, Formal and Dashy, they were the absolute duo at the Heczquarters. And we see an example of this last year. This is at the facility in downtown Dallas. I'm not going to say it again. But we got JP, we got Ghosty, we got Shotzzy, Huke, and all the guys here. But Dashy nowhere to be found. And this is a consistent trend where Dashy would play from the Heczquarters. Whether there was anything in that, right? Whether Dashy just didn't want to sit next to Ghosty, I don't think that's the case necessarily, but Dashy just preferred to play from the Heczquarters. These guys preferred to play from here, and it worked well for them. They dominated that online period. Dashy, I don't know if it's a mental thing, or I think it's got to be a mental thing to some degree, because whenever Dashy played from this facility, he didn't like it as much as the Heczquarters, even if technically the internet was better, or at least on par. And he's tweeted a few things like this out over time, Heczquarters diff and all this, just really enjoys playing out of there. And even I managed to find this clip from back in 2020 November, where the guys were discussing the possibility of a CDL bubble, whether they would try and do that to actually allow them to play in a LAN environment. And, a lot of the players didn't really want to do it, to be honest. They ended up just playing online. online. But as we can see here, Formal and Dashy will be playing for the Heczquarters, and absolutely no surprise there. They loved it, and they still love it to this day. And Formal, loves playing out of there. Formal and Dashy, the ultimate Heczquarters stream duo that will no longer be able to continue going forward. So do you guys think this will make much difference? Of course, Dashy, look, he's going to be forced to play in that downtown facility, and it might be a bit of an adjustment period. I don't think it's going to matter all that much, and they're doing a lot of things out of there anyway, and it's not like having 3/4 of the team down there affected their online performances, because and online is important, right? You can talk about OpTic being onliners and all this because they couldn't really replicate the dominance they had during those couple of stages, Major 4 qualifiers, Major 5 qualifiers online, in what they were doing on the LAN environment. Okay, they made a couple of finals, but it wasn't quite the same. But online is important because, the seeding for the majors is crucial, and it helps you get better placements there. But they had the majority of their team at that facility, and they were still doing fine. So I'm sure with Dashy there as well, it's not going to be much of an issue, but he's going to have to commit and get over the kind of whatever mental he's got on the internet situation over there. Did want to quickly share this as well. I thought it was kind of funny. Nice to see Dashy and Clay get on a call and just have a good time together, because these guys have had a bit of drama over the last couple of years, let's not forget, especially at the end of the Modern Warfare season, going into Cold War especially.
Can't believe we just played a COD I've never played a worse COD in my life. Sound EQ, fucking snaking, the spawns, you died in a bullet.
I didn't think Vanguard could, after Vanguard, I wasn't sure the games could get worse. I was like, this has to be it, bro. This
it's impressive, right?
Dude,
it's actually
it truly is.
You can't come on, guys. You have to what's going on over there, bro? Nah, Clay. We need COD to get like this, bro. Where your coach has a set.
A spot.
Coach.
A spot.
Instead of yo, go to what is it?
Nade yourself off the spawn, my embassy spawn, bro. So we got 3 spawning left.
Shot.
Dude.
Wait, did you ever play on Fortress?
Bro, yeah, dude, the round is dead before they blow themselves up sometimes. You bang out P1, dude.
Your JP would whisper, my bad, Brad. I'm like, what? And then I just turn around and he's cooking a nade, and then he just feels so bad. I'm like, dude, no. Dude. I'm just one shot. I'm like, dude, I have P1 pinch kinda. The
worst is embassy, bro. He would steal my spawn, and we'd spawn 3 left on offense. It's like, bro, we can't cross. This isn't even a real rep. We got one guy right, dude.
Yo, don't spawn first, bro. Maybe that's a glitch. The ghost. Don't spawn first, bro. I think you're taking it.
I literally figured out that frag. You literally step off spawn towards the end of the game and throw it short. You blow up the trophies with the frag.
Yeah. We actually found a name for that too.
Oh, that shit's nerdy.
That game is terrible.
Terrible, bro. Absolutely god-awful. Holy fuck.
Couple of cards for you guys as well. This is Scrappy's online-only card, and actually there is one stat here, so he's still a 99 overall, but I believe his overall season card, he was a 99 on every kills and damage in all the different game modes. Actually, online-only, he was only a 97, like what this guy's washed, man. Only a 97 overall in damage, pretend, and control, still purple in all the other modes. And then this is Shotzzy's online-only card, an 89 overall, 19 in 5 record, let's not forget, with great performances, especially in the Search and Destroy online. And to be honest, this is probably the biggest difference between his online and his LAN play, with these Search and Destroy numbers. Also thought this is pretty cool from COD League stats here. Most improved players from just a pure KD perspective. 2 real, man, this guy's different. Had a 0.14 better KD this year than he did last year. Scump was up there, kind of crazy to think about, right? How good he was right at the start of this year. Hydra and Pred. Kind of crazy, because I thought Pred was great last year, which he was. I'm not exactly sure that it felt almost like Pred last year and this year were kind of pretty similar, to be honest. But Pred this year had quite a significantly higher KD than last year. Clay had a better year as well. Still, his KD wasn't great, but that's fine. aBeZy was another big improver, and of course, Priester, right? He had a 0.94 in Vanguard, 1.02 this year, only to get dropped nonetheless by the New York subliner. So very much enjoyed to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. Take care, and I'll see you next time.